sir. Are you a senator here?
Yes, I am. How may I be of your assistance?
Well, you see, I'm from Sicily, and I'm new to this area, and I came to visit Rome to see everything there was.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, have you had a tour and everything else in Rome?
I have, but I haven't seen the forum yet. I'm really interested to see how everything goes and how it works, operates.
Fantastic. Would you like a tour right now?
I would.
Great. Now, before we move on, I want to give you a little bit of background information about the Forum. The Forum was first built back all the way when Rome was first founded Rome, and as you may know, the famous Mr. Durkin was one of the first constructors of the building. As years went on, many additions were added to the Forum, but the four major ones are the four temples dedicated to four different gods. They are the temples of Venus, Saturn, Castor, and Pollux. Usually what happened with this is that each emperor would add this temple onto the Forum, usually because that god or goddess usually helped Rome in either a war or any other things, and to honor and thanksgiving for that god or goddess, the emperor would build a building for them. Build a temple for them. Now, today we're going to visit many things. But the two major things we're going to visit today is the Curia and the Comitium. These were the two major places where the senators and also the consuls would have many discussions on many different topics and all, and these two you won't really look forward to.
So is the forum used for anything else, like, that you besides being described here?
Oh yes, the Forum is the hub of Rome. It's used for many things, just for many events, and also just for a place to hang. Since it's 3 times as long as it is broad, many people can hold multiple events at once, at a time. The Forum is a great place for business, politics, popular assemblies, and also just for amusement. That's why many people who come to Rome usually always want this tour, because it's one of the greatest things that Rome has to offer. So, do you know much about the Senate at all?
Nah, not really. But do you elaborate on it?
Well, certainly. The order of power in Rome goes from a senator, consul, to emperor. Senator is always a good place to start out because it gives you the experience in case you want to become a consul. Now, starting out as a senator is kind of boring. Usually, you're just the one new guy sitting in the back of the room and listening to the consuls and other senators talk, and sometimes it gets kind of boring. But once you move up as a senator in age, you usually are the ones doing the speeches or sitting in the front row, getting the idea, the big idea of being a senator.
So, how do you move up in rank from, like, senator to the next position?
Well, in order to move up from like a senator, consul, or consul emperor, you need to be elected. That's why being elected as a senator at a very young age is very important. Because then once you get older and run for consul, you'll have those votes and people will be elected consul. So as you can see, we are right now in the Curia. This is probably the most well-known place for the senators to meet. Usually the consuls and the senators will call meetings in here to discuss very important topics of Rome, about hidden criminals, and many other important things.
So now, how many times do you guys meet? Like, is it a one-time thing, or is it?
It's usually a while. We're usually here like every day, talking about many different discussions. As you may know, Rome is a great place, but it also is a place where many things happen every day. Actually, there is Cicero right now. He can tell you everything you need to know about the Senate. Cicero, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you, Senator.
Have you found that Catalan yet?
He keeps slipping away like the weasel who he is, but I will crush him soon enough.
Okay. Well, I have a tourist here, and he would like to ask you maybe one question about the Senate.
Nice to meet you, tourist.
So, being in the Senate, what does it take to be a senator nowadays?
Well, first, it takes wealth. You need to have money to be a senator. Next, you have to be prestigious. You have to have the people know you. Third, you need to serve some time in the Commonwealth. You need experience, which can help you become a better senator. And lastly, you need to be 30 years of age, because this is an important job. We need to be mature and adults about this, unlike that worm Catalan.
Well, you go back to that, and good luck with catching Catalan, Cicero.
I will.
Nice to meet you.
And that's a
So now, as a senator, what are your major jobs that you have to fulfill to help Rome?
Well, as a senator, we have many major jobs. But the most important one, I believe, is making or vetoing laws. The reason I believe that is because making or vetoing laws can either make or break a senator. You may make or veto a law that many people will love, and they'll be on your side. But once you make a decision or making or beating the law that people don't like, Roman people get fiery and they'll want you out in a heartbeat. I've been calling decisions where I've made a decision myself, and some people like it, but many people do not like it. So that's why I believe it is a very hard position to be in. But as a senators, we can take the heat.
So, now, and besides laws, what do you guys do in, for war times? Are you guys a part of the war, or do you guys just sit out?
We sit out, physically, but behind closed doors, we play a major role in it. Usually what we do in the war is usually behind closed doors. We usually discuss either do we invade this country, is this country going to invade us, should we make treaties with this country, make alliances with the countries after wars, and that's usually what we do. We do this because, soldiers are fighting out there, but mentally they don't know what they're doing. So it's a very hard role to be in, but it's very important. So even though soldiers may be winning the war, technically we're winning the war for Rome.
So now, of the two jobs you just described, what do you think is the more important that you must fulfill?
Even though both are very important, including the making and vetoing laws, I still believe being part of the war is the most important. Mostly because it's for the Roman people and the city of Rome. That's what we need to protect. And if we can protect the city of Rome and the Romans themselves just by doing these things that we do behind closed doors, that makes us feel good. And that's why we think it's the most important part, the position to be in as a senator, just to help the Roman people and the city be safe from harm.
So, senator, what happens if another senator breaks any of the laws he must follow? Are there serious repercussions?
There are many serious repercussions. However, there's two important ones that you would usually do to the senators if they don't abide by law. That's we either fine the senator or we take away the senator's goods. Now, you really don't want any of these punishments, but you also don't want to not abide by the laws of the senator, because usually one even little mistake, and you could be out as a senator, unless you're over the age of 60. If you're 60 or over, usually you're at that, veteran age where you know what you're doing, and if you miss a meeting, it's understandable because you know what's going to be talked about and you know everything about it. So if you're under that age of 60 though, you need a real important excuse or emergency for missing any meetings as a senator.
So now, what are your guys' involvement in dealing with criminals that are everyday, not part of the Senate or anything in the higher?
Oh, we deal with them all the time. Not only just in Rome, but also in our ally countries and our ally cities. As Cicero said before, he's trying to catch Catiline. Once he catches Catiline, it's us that we're gonna have to deal with him. People always think that the senators are always, never deal with criminals and that we never get in contact with them. But we're always in contact with them. We don't only just make laws for the city, but we also take obligations away from people as well if they perform many crimes. The only stressful thing about, dealing with the criminals is that sometimes we have to postpone assemblies and events in form when something like this happens. For example, Catiline. If he gets caught, we're going to have to suspend a lot of things. Since he's not only trying to catch Cicero, but he's also trying to rebel against the Senate. And it's going to be a huge, stressful thing that we're going to have to deal with. So, right now we are in the Comitium.
Comitium? How do you spell that?
THAT. So, as you saw in the Curia, the Comitium is a very similar thing. It's usually held for meetings and big discussions. However, it's usually held for low-key meetings and very lower discussions, as the Curia is known for more important subjects to talk about. Oh, by the way, soothsayers like him, don't go near them. They give false prophecies about the future that can be really dangerous to know about.
Beware, it's Century 20. This room will be destroyed. Beware.
Oh look, it's Cicero again. Oh, looks like he's giving a speech. Oh, it's about Catiline. Want to go hear it?
Yeah, sure.
Fellow Roman senators, we are gathered here today to speak of a man, but he shouldn't be called a man, because a man wouldn't do this. A man wouldn't stoop so low. A man wouldn't do all this to further his ambitions. We are here to find this creature named Cataline.
Let's get Cataline!
This man has not only endangered us, the senators, but endangered Rome, endangered the world.
He's a menace!
He must be stopped. He was going to commit crimes against the Roman people, but not only crimes, but also murders and arson, crimes that should never be taken lightly, crimes that pushes us back to the barbaric ages.
We gotta stop him!
Pushes us towards like the people of Gaul, the people, the Allobroges, these barbarians. He tries to push us to be like them. You may hear Cataline say his goals were noble. His goals were never noble.
Never!
If his goals were noble, then it wouldn't take the killing of his own people to achieve. These goals he speaks of only pushes him to power, only pushes his fellow conspirators into power, because that's what he wants. Power. That's what he always wanted. Power.
He's not gonna get that power!
We have to stand together and bring him back to Rome and make sure he pays for his crime.
Make him pay!
As you can see, that is what we senators listen to every day. Not just pretty much about conspirators and all, but also other things about Rome. And that's an important thing to listen to, where many people may not think it is, but it is. Who knows where Cataline may be? He could be around us right now, for we all know now. And that's what we need to look for. And that's what we senators listen to every day. Who's that man over there? Is that a dagger he has? Sir? Is that a dagger in your hand?
What dagger?
The white dagger right there.
Oh, this? Senator, this is nothing to worry about.
Wait, you're Cataline, the one Cicero's after.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Okay. I'm not only after Cicero anymore, I'm after the whole entire city. I've been waiting for the perfect time to rebel, and now it's time perfectly. Now I am going to take back what is mine.
Stop right there. In the name of the Roman people and the Senate.
Please, Cicero. So, did you enjoy your time here at the Senate?
I had a great time. I learned a lot today. It was really interesting to see how everything works here in the forum. The Senate was good. I mean, it was nice to see everything in there, and the curator. That was really interesting.
Yes, it's a very interesting place, and I hope you come the next time you come to Rome to visit this again. Well, enjoy the rest of the time in Rome.
Thank you.
Stop. In the name of the Roman people and the Senate.